when my son texted, "Ma, we're skipping the summer lake trip. Money's tight. We'll make it up to you." I believed him. I'm 68. I still believe, even when I shouldn't. I spent June and July driving extra shifts at the senior shuttle, socking away a little cash for later. They said they were saving, too. "We're tightening our belts, Mom. Promise." I pictured us in Adirondack chairs by the water, watching my grandbabies catch fireflies. 3 weeks later, a friend from church sends me a link. "Look what popped up," she writes. It's a video my daughter-in-law, Brianna, spinning in a white sundress on a rooftop in Santorini. Blue domes, bluer water. And there they are, my Santanil dimples on full display, holding a champagne flute. My grandkids, Ava and Miles, wearing tiny linen outfits. Brianna's parents, 2 matching sandals, arms around everyone. The caption reads, "Family, forever. Everyone." But me, I did not cry. I did not call. I did not comment. I made tea. I stirred honey. I watched the steam curl and disappear. And in that quiet, something inside me, something called permission, slowly stood up. I wasn't always the bank. I was Elena Cruz's city bus driver for 29 years. Thrift store treasure hunter. Queen of potluck cast. I raised Daniel after his father left. We became a team. When he met Brianna, I was the first to bless their union. "Benvenida mia," I told her. "Welcome." Then came the emergencies. First, "Mom, the apartment deposit's bigger than we thought." Then, "The daycare waitlist wants a holding fee." Then, "We can't let the car get I need it for work." Every ask was wrapped in a good reason. Premeta told myself, this is what mothers do. We fill the gaps. We catch what falls. One winter, I paid $4,000 to keep their lights from going off. Another spring, $2,700 for medical bills. When Brianna pitched a family bakery idea, I emptied $12,000 from my savings.
Yay!
"We'll be a partner, Elena. We'll sign papers later." Later never came. And on Sundays, they'd swing by. 15 minutes. A hug, a photo, a new need. I called it love. Love by invoice. The Santorini video had 14 clips. In one, a waiter sets down 3 plates of grilled lobster. In another, Ava twirls under fairy lights while a violinist plays. Brianna writes, "Sometimes you just have to say yes to life." I zoomed in on Daniel's watch. It was new. I looked at the terrace suite level. I saw Brianna's mother, holding a glass of something golden and expensive. I watched the clips again. Then I opened my notes app and wrote 4 words. No more saving them. Not dramatic. Not poetic. Just true. 21 days after Santorini, at 7:06 a.m. My phone lit up. It was Daniela. "Ma, I need $5,800 today. Card, Ease, Max. I'll pay you back next month. Promise." I read it 3 times. The boy who once cried into my shoulder over scraped knees. Now a man who only texts when a bill is due. For 8 years, my replies began with asterisk. Okay, asterisk. Today, they didn't. I typed, "Try your own budget." 4 words. Send. My phone rang. Then again, and again. 17 times. He let it ring. I watered my plants. I buttered my toast. The world did not end. At noon, Brianna texted a paragraph about misunderstandings and surprises. And you know how social media is. I stopped reading at line 4 and deleted it. By 2, I was at the bank. I closed the joint account. I canceled the extra cards. I locked the automatic transfers I set up just for now 5 years ago. The teller, a young woman with square glasses, asked gently, "Are you sure?" "I've never been more sure," I said. And I signed. Walking out, my knees shook, not from fear, from relief. Saturday morning, Daniel showed up at my apartment. No call, no permission. There was still a Santorini tan on his face. "Ma, we need to talk." We stood in the doorway. Adjo said, "Talk." He started with confidence, slipped into panic, and then slid toward blame. "This is ridiculous. You're overreacting. It was Brianna's idea. The trip was her parents' gift. You've always helped. What's different?" I looked him in the eye. What's different is, I woke up. He tried the old magic words. "It's for the kids." I said the new ones. Then, parent better. He blinked like I'd slapped him. He said I'd end up alone. I said I already was alone. Inside a crowded lie. He called me selfish. I told him that word finally feels like oxygen. He walked away, angry. I closed the door, and I didn't collapse. Primera ma de coffee. That night, I pulled out a stack of bank statements and a yellow legal pad. I listed every temporary transfer. 4,000, 2,700, 12,000, 1,200, 3,300. Soccer camps, braces, emergency repairs, bakery supplies, holiday flights, $58,940. That was the number, the price of my confusion. I circled it and wrote, "Tuition I paid to learn a boundary." Then I started saying yes to me. I said yes to a line dancing class. Yes to a weekend trip to Santa Fe with ladies from church. Yes to an Italian class on Tuesday nights, because I always wanted to order coffee in perfect vowels. I texted my neighbor, Miss Gloria, to come over for gumbo. We ate from the good dishes. We laughed about nothing. I was startled by the quiet in my house. It wasn't empty, it was peaceful. A week later, my grandson Miles called. He's 19, sincere. "Rema, I just wanted to say, I'm sorry. For the trip, for the lies I should have said something. He didn't ask for money. He asked for a Saturday breakfast. Just us. We picked a diner where the coffee is bottomless and the eggs come with extra toast. 2 days after that, an email arrived from Brianna's father. He wrote, "Elena, we didn't know they'd told you it was canceled. We wouldn't have gone. You deserve better. I'm sorry. It wasn't a absolution." But it was acknowledgement, and that matters. 3 weeks into my new life, a thick envelope landed on my mat. Inside was a letter from Daniel and a cashier's check for $3,000. First payment, denote, side. In the letter, he admitted the things I always knew and the things I didn't want to know. I used you. I lied. We built our lifestyle on your guilt. We're in counseling. I'm picking up extra shifts. I'll send $500 every month until the debt is paid, not for forgiveness, but because it's right. I put the letter in a drawer. I didn't reply. Apologies are not words. They are calendars. So I booked a long weekend by myself on the Oregon coast, a room with a window facing the gray-green Pacific. I walked the shoreline at dawn. I ate clam chowder that tasted like winter love. I bought myself a mustard-colored sweater just because I liked it. I took a photo, just me. Fog in my hair. Ocean behind my shoulders. I didn't post it. I printed it for my fridge. Months moved on, gentle as the tide. A payment arrives on the first Friday. Then another. Then another. Just restitution showing up like the mail. I have coffee with my granddaughter Ava after a shift at the bookstore. We talk about her poems. We don't talk about Santorini. We're starting again. This time like two women, no Wallace, no weapons. Brianna sent a message through Miles. Your boundary was the kindest cruelty. It cracked something open in us. I nodded at the air. Boundaries are bridges you build to yourself. One Sunday, Danielle asked if we could sit in a park. No money talk, just sun and truth. He said, I don't expect us to go back. I replied, good. We're not. We go forward, slow and honest. If you ask me what I lost, I can show you numbers on a page. 50 to 1,000, $940. But if you ask me what I kept, I can point to what money can't buy. Sleep, dignity, quiet mornings, a mustard sweater, a photo on my fridge, a grandson who calls just to talk, and a son learning how to be a man in the daylight. I used to think love meant saying yes. Now I know love begins with knowing when to say no, even to the people you bleed for. I didn't close the bank to be cruel. I closed it because healthy families don't run on loans. They run on respect, accountability, and the kind of love that doesn't require a receipt. If this story found you staring at your own phone, at your own urgent text, hear me. You have permission to pause, to add the numbers, to say, not anymore, and to build a life that doesn't require being broke in your wallet or your heart. Thank you for listening. If this story resonated with you, please consider liking and subscribing for more stories like this. Your support means the world.